Hardy here from Dynamic Business Women, and I'm really excited today to be able to introduce to you Trudy Simmons. Trudy is from the daisychaingroup.com.au, and I noticed Trudy online a few months ago and have sort of quietly been secretly stalking her for a while, mainly because I was really interested in what she did. It was very unique and very different, and I really sort of over the few months really fell in love with her and her business. So I asked Trudy to come on board and talk to us and talk to you about what she does. And so, Trudy, thank you so much for taking the time out to be here with us today. We really, really appreciate it.
No, absolutely my pleasure. And to be called unique in my opening statement is just lovely. So thank you for that. That sets me up.
Well, let's just introduce you to everybody. If you would like to explain to us, what you do over at the Daisy Chain Group, that would be great.
Sure. So I am an accountability coach, which is a title that I made up. I think I made it up. Because what I do in my business is hold people accountable to what their dreams and goals are. So the Daisy Chain Group came about because my keywords are connection, and I love daisies. So putting the daisies and the fact of the daisy chain, you have to have, each one is fragile, but to have the right group around you is really important, the right support around you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve, which is a thing of beauty in the end. So that's why I went with the Daisy Chain Group. So I'll just tell you what I do and how I do that with clients and things. So the accountability side started about 2 years ago. I've had my own business in different incarnations for about 4 or 5 years now. And I have a talent of downloading people's brains, which sounds quite proby and alien-like, but I actually love just listening to people. And I listen to women entrepreneurs who have 1,000 ideas going around your head. And some of those ideas have been there for so many years that they are stagnant, but they're still in there going around and around and around. So it's that thing that wakes you up at 2 o'clock in the morning going, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I wish I could do that. I don't know how to do that. How do I move this forward? And I listen to those ideas, take them out of your brain, and I structure them into actionable plans, which when you can actually see what's in your brain, the amount that's in there and what is in there that's been going around for a long time, it's quite clear. It's a clear picture, a clear path, clear direction of what you want to achieve with your life. And that is gold. When you can do that, when you can see it for yourself, it's gold.
Amazing.
So I really...
And so what made you decide, well, this is, all right, this is a talent and a gift that I have. What made you decide to turn that into a business?
This is the bizarre thing that happens, I think, when you've got your own business and when you are passionate about something. So I was literally talking to a friend of mine, and she was talking to me and I was listening, and I'd say, but if that's what you want to do, then you need to do this, this and this. And she looked at me and said, what do you mean do that, that and that? And I said, well, that's what you need to do. To get this forward, you need to do this, this and this, and you structure your thoughts, and this is what the plan is. And she said, do you know not everyone can do that? And I said, do what? And it was an actual realisation of not everybody can do what you can do. And when you find that gift of what you can do that is specific to you, and then somebody said, and then she said, you should do this as a business. People have so many ideas in their head they need to get out and they don't know how to do it. So I just started. Start before you're ready, all of that stuff. I just started. I just put it out there and said, I can do this. Does anyone need it? And things just started moving from there. And from doing that, by downloading their brains and getting the ideas and actionable plans, we realised that what I can do is absolutely see people's potential. And to be able to show people what their potential is I love that feeling, that buzz that you get when you can do that.
Yeah.
And then I found out that from doing that, you work out what their strengths and their weaknesses are. and then I take those weaknesses away. So there's no barrier to your success. And that's where the accountability coaching comes in.
Okay.
Is to find those things out, move things forward.
Yeah. Wow. Fascinating. So, who would? Because I can't. Who would require an accountability coach? So, where do you need to be in your mindset to say, "All right, I need some help"?
Personally, I believe that anybody that has their own business should have at least one business coach of some degree. I have two because I'm extreme. My brain goes everywhere. So I think that everyone should have somebody that's got their back and is able to support them in the best possible way to move their business forward.
Yeah.
The people that I work with have tended to be creatives, people that have all these thousands of ideas, but they either don't want to or can't do the things that need to be done to move that forward.
Yeah.
So they just want to have the vision. I've got this vision. I know it can be something. I just don't know how to do the next step for it. So creatives are quite a big portion of who I deal with. But any woman, and that's who I deal with, is women in business, that has their own business, there's always going to be a level of procrastination, fear, upper limiting, belief systems that run the story that's in your head as to where you can get to in your life. And I just throw those stories out.
Yeah. And I would imagine as well, being a solopreneur, when you're working for yourself, you don't have anybody to report to, or if you don't have any staff, you're really only holding yourself accountable. And I think when you're having bad days or what have you, procrastination comes into that whole effect of things. And because you're not having to report back to somebody or anything like that with accountability, I think things can start falling off the wayside as well. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an easy cycle to get stuck in.
Yeah.
And that procrastination can be a day. That can go on for months, where people just think, well, what's the point in starting?
Yeah.
And the thing behind procrastination, it's always fear. There's something that you are holding yourself back from and putting procrastination in the way, because all of us can find something else that we'd much rather be doing, whether it's washing your hair, cooking dinner, doing the laundry, drinking a bottle of wine, each to their own.
No judgment.
I'm that one.
Hide the bottle.
It's so easy to find something else to do, and to harness that ability of what you want to get done with your life.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm very intuitive as well. So, and that's been something that I've discovered over the last couple of years. So sometimes I will ring clients out of the blue and say, "What are you doing?" Like, oh my God, how did you know?
Where's the camera?
I'm going back to it right now. I love that.
So that takes me to my next question then. How do you know if you are procrastinating?
So I think that if it's such an easy, when you're sat in your office at your computer, let's say, and you know that you've got to write a blog post, and to you right there and then it feels like the hardest and longest thing that's ever going to happen in your life. So you go, oh, I'll just go and do something else and then come back to this. And then you go and do something else and you come back to it. If you actually sat there and asked yourself, okay, that's a procrastination technique. What am I trying to hide from right now? Then that blog post would get done a lot quicker. Because the simplest things, like people that don't like to write, I'm not a writer by rule. And so writing a blog post for me, oh my God, that can take a month to get 5 letters on a page. It's ridiculous, because it's not what my zone of genius is. It's not what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So for my clients, I make sure that if there's something like that they don't want to do, I take it away and get it done by someone else.
Yeah.
So that procrastination is removed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I think the minute your brain says there's something else I should be doing here, I should be making lunch. Surely it's lunchtime. Is it coffee time? Then just start asking yourself what you're actually trying to avoid.
Yeah, which was going to be my next question. Why do you think we procrastinate?
It's a lot to do with mindset. It's a lot to do with it gets quite deep and meaningful. Stay with me, Michelle. Where when you're procrastinating, it is, as I said earlier, it's a lot to do with fear, and it's quite a serious thing. You can't belittle what procrastination is doing, and what it's actually doing, I believe, is protecting you.
Yeah.
So if your fear in the big picture is fear of success, then procrastination is definitely put there to protect you from that success, because something has happened in the past when you were successful that wasn't a good feeling for you.
Yeah.
So then that protection comes up and goes, no, don't be successful. Stay where we are. Do what we're doing. Let's play small and see. And we'll just do it this way. Do it this way. And that's a little voice in your head that keeps going.
Yeah.
And it's really quite it's profound when you can see that pattern, and when you've got the support of someone that is aware of what you're doing and is able to move you forward from that. It's helpful to your life in so many ways. It's not just business. None of this, as we know, as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, all those preneurs, the things that we learn, the life lessons that we have to learn, are so ingrained and have been beliefs for a very long time. But when you work for yourself, oh my God, do they keep coming back? And they keep coming back. So it's worth finding the right person that can help you with those.
Yeah. So when you have clients that are procrastinating, what do you do to help them get over that?
I say, back of my hand, move forward. Get my ruler out. No.
I love it. Oh, come on, Truth now.
There's so many ways. But mostly I believe that women in particular need to feel supported. So if it's literally like feeling like you've got that virtual hug.
Yeah.
So if I'm on the phone with a client and they're stuck in procrastination, and I know that procrastination is fear and protection, and we know what that fear and protection is, it's like saying to them, I've got you. I've totally got you. You're not going to fall. I'm not going to let you fail. I won't let you down. And sometimes just saying those things means that an ounce of that fear is removed, and then they're able to do what needs to be done. And it can be the weirdest thing that needs to be done. As I said, a blog post. That can be the procrastination that stops your business. Your business.
Yeah.
So just saying to someone, I've got you. Nothing bad is going to happen. They write what needs to be written, they get it out there, and things change.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
It's important. It's really important for anybody to feel supported, especially when you work for yourself.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So when you are working with a client and you find their weakness and you remove it, you work with them, and then does this help them with procrastination, in the future, and it changes their entire mindset?
Yes. One word answer.
That's all it's needed.
I have found in the 2 years that I've been doing this, and the countless clients, that when those weaknesses are found, and so let's say you've got a list of what your strengths and what your weaknesses are. You draw on their strengths, and I say that we amp up your strengths and take away the weaknesses. There is no barrier to your success. So if one of those weaknesses, a weakness isn't procrastination. A weakness is that you're procrastinating on something that is holding you back.
Yeah.
So if one of those weaknesses is that you don't like writing blogs, then let's take it away.
Yeah.
Let's take it away and give it to someone that loves writing blogs in your voice for you and gets it out there. The power, the empowerment that then gives you to do what you're good at, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is life changing, because you suddenly realise that it's like you start breathing again. Oh God, do you mean I don't have to write a blog again? Oh, this is amazing. That it's like a switch in your head of one of those things that's been going around. And I've got to write a blog. I've got to write a blog. 2 o'clock in the morning. I haven't written that blog. The next day, I've let myself down. I didn't write that blog yesterday. The day after that, oh God, I still haven't done that blog. Goes over and over and over again. We all do it.
Sounding familiar.
So hello. So once that's taken away, it's just going through the layers of what the next layer is
Yeah.
to remove them all. And then you are the CEO of your business. How good does that feel?
Yeah, fantastic.
That's what I love, giving back to people.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. That has just been
My pleasure.
incredibly insightful. If anybody's interested in contacting Trudy, you can find her over at the daisychaingroup.com.au, Facebook.
Yeah, well, I've actually just started up a free Facebook group called the Daisy Chain Group Accountability Zone. And there's a huge, thriving community in there, which are all keeping themselves accountable. And I jump in there and boss people around every now and again. So it's helpful. So that's there for you as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, I know that as soon as we're done here, I'm going to jump on board and join the group. So I welcome everybody to come over and join us both over there. And anybody has any questions for Trudy, where can they contact you?
thedaisychaingroup.com.au or Trudy at thedaisychaingroup.com.au.
Great.
I'd love to hear from people.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Trudy. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Michelle.